Good morning. We're here at Imwali Gardens. We're going to get our vegetables to do our roasted vegetables over lentils. So here are the parsnips. When you're picking a parsnip, kind of like carrots, you want to make sure that it's not going to be really bendable and squishy. This one looks really healthy. Over here we have rutabagas and turnips. I'm going to grab a couple of these. Same thing, just kind of push on it. These are so fresh and nice. These are going to work great. Some beets here. They have several different colors and varieties of beets available. We're just going to mix it up. They have a lot of different size Brussels sprouts here. I'm going to try to get ones that are about the same size, so when I cut them up, they cook evenly. Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm a dietitian with Healthy Traditions at Sonoma County Indian Health. Today we're going to be making our recipe roasted vegetables over lentils. We are going to be giving the recipe away in the veggie boxes on Thursday the 18th. It will have most of the ingredients to make the recipe, but today I'm going to show you how you can change it up to kind of make it your recipe. The ingredients in this one, it calls for like sweet ingredients, savory ingredients. So what I want to do is make two different batches and change up the recipe. So we're going to do one half of them that way and one half with garlic and onions. Also, you can change up what vegetables you're using for your roasted vegetables. When I first got this recipe, it had potatoes in it. I thought it was too much carbohydrates because one serving already with the lentils is about 60 grams, which is a little over a lot of our targets for carbohydrate intake. So you can switch it up, use bell peppers, use zucchini, have different vegetables in there and kind of change the carbohydrates based on your needs. So we're gonna start out just by putting our beets. I'm trying to cut everything similar sizes. It's a little tricky because they're pretty hard. The carrots, Brussels sprouts, which I added. I don't think they were in the original recipe. We're gonna add our parsnips. They've been peeled and chopped. And then our turnips that we also peeled and chopped. So they're all pretty much the same size. I'm gonna save the onions and the garlic for later. Clean up and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have all of our vegetables in the bowl. So for both recipes, I'm gonna use the oil. It's gonna help it cook nice in the oven and get caramelized and brown. We're gonna put rosemary in that. I have some thyme here too in the bowl. We can add a little bit of that. You can really add whatever flavors you like. Just mix it in there. A little bit of salt and pepper. I put most of the pepper in, but just a pinch of salt because we can add more later to adjust. You just can't take it away once you add it, and salt is not the best thing for your blood pressure. So once we mix this up, I'm gonna go ahead and separate it into two bowls. One of them is gonna have different ingredients. So we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients per the recipe. It says to add a tablespoon of maple syrup, agave nectar, or molasses, so we chose maple syrup. And then it says a pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of cinnamon. I know for a fact that nutmeg is a lot stronger than cinnamon, so I think I'm gonna do a pinch of cinnamon and just kind of a little bit of nutmeg. It has a really strong flavor, so I'm scared to use a lot of it. I'll put a little more cinnamon on there. Okay, I've not tried these flavors together, which is why I split the recipe in half, because I didn't want to commit to having the full recipe be the flavors that I might not like. So this one's ready. Our recipe over here is gonna have onions and garlic. If I added the garlic with it before I roasted the vegetables, then it would probably get burnt and not taste so good. So I'm gonna add it towards the end. So I'm gonna add onions to this one because I really like the taste of roasted onions. They get nice and sweet in the oven. So I'm gonna mix this up, not use the same spoon. Pour them on our baking pan. So I covered our sheet pans with parchment paper just so it's easier for us to clean it up later. I'm also using the giant sheet pans from our kitchen, our senior site, because I like when the vegetables are spread out. The more room they have on the pan, the more caramelized they're gonna get. The more crowded they are, the more mushy they're going to bake in there for 30 minutes. And then we're going to check them every 10 minutes after that, stirring them after 30 minutes until they're done to your liking.
Hello everyone, I'm Roberta Navarro with Healthy Traditions, and I will be covering the lentil part of this food demo. Lentils is really easy. You take 4 cups of water, 1 cup of lentils, and we add a bay leaf in so that we can have flavor. We'd rather get flavor in herbs and spices than in salt. So 4 cups of water on, cup of lentils, and before you do that, you make sure you clean them. They're like beans. You gotta make sure that there's no rocks or anything in there. 1 bay leaf, and it'll take about 20 minutes. The lentils do have red, green, brown, black lentils, and they each have a unique feature about them. The green ones are good for salads. They have a peppery, robust flavor. The brown ones have a mild, earthy flavor and great for stews. The black ones are a base for warm salads. They also have an earthy taste. The red ones are the sweetest and the nuttiest, but they do cook down and are better for Indian dals or curries. We'll be back and show you the end product of when the lentils are done and when the vegetables are done and they come together.
So the vegetables took about 45 minutes in the oven. I ended up having to cover them so they didn't get too brown. They weren't actually cooking inside. So by covering them, they steamed. They cooked pretty good. The last 3-5 minutes of these vegetables, I added the chopped garlic, and you can really smell it in there. If they start to get too dry on the pan, you can just splash a little bit of water onto them and cover them. Usually does the trick. So to serve it, you're just gonna have your bowl. Our lentils are cooked really, really nice. So we're just gonna put, about half cup of lentils in there. And then you can choose. So we have our veggies that have been seasoned with the cinnamon and the maple syrup, so it's kind of the sweet taste. When we tasted one of the Brussels sprouts, it was really good. So we were surprised. So this is an appropriate kind of serving here for this guy. I was thinking it would be a great idea to pack a lunch for work the next day. You could put the lentils in the jar and then just kind of top it with your vegetables. More vegetables than lentils. It's a good idea. So put the top on and you can heat that up at work. And this one you can see the garlic and the onions in it. So we can go ahead and fill this bowl with some lentils. And this is going to be the garlicky, more savory one. We're going to have to try them out, see which one we like best. Look at all these beautiful vegetables and the colors. These ones are just cooked perfectly. All right. So there's the 2 different kinds, and we'll have to taste them and let you know which one's our favorite. So I think I like the recipe better. The sweetness from the maple syrup and the spices that are in there, it really complements all the flavors and it came together great. Not that this one was bad, just more of like a pungent, acidic taste from the Brussels sprouts. It wasn't so sweet, but they're both delicious. You can top it with any other seasonings or spices that you want. Even hot sauce would make it delightful. I could see putting a fried egg on this for dinner, or even, on its own. So I hope you guys try this recipe and let us know what you think.